Can Midland take money out of my bank account? Hi, I'm consumer protection attorney Bill Clanton, and I've helped hundreds of consumers deal with debt collection harassment, inaccurate credit reporting, and other consumer-related matters. In this video, I'll be answering the question, can Midland take money out of my bank account? Yes and no is the short answer. First, let's talk about Midland and who they are and what they do. Midland is a worldwide debt collector. They're an arm. They're the United States part of Encore Capital Management. Encore has operations around the world, collecting debts, squeezing consumers for pennies, nickels, and dimes. And Midland operates in the United States, and they aggressively collect debts. They file thousands of lawsuits in the state of Texas each week, collecting debts from consumers. Now, Midland buys their debts. They get their debts from credit card companies. They have agreements to buy debts from credit card companies as they charge them off. They have these forward flow agreements that Midland buys debts under and then collects those debts. They have a series of letters they'll send out, 6 to 8 or maybe even 10 letters they'll send a person, and each one a little more threatening than the last. They have mathematicians and psychologists develop these letters and these mailing campaigns to be as effective as possible. And so that's a long way of saying that when they buy your debt and your debt is fresh, they will only try to collect it with letters and phone calls occasionally. And if you call in, they will try pressure techniques, and they have a whole script they've been developed to be very, very effective at collecting debts. Now, once you get to the end of that course of letters, you'll get letters that say, we're going to take your case for attorney review. Your account's going to be entered into attorney review. Then Midland will file a lawsuit. And up until that point, they have no way of taking any money from your bank. So that's the no part. Now, during the lawsuit, they have no way of taking money from your bank. 90% of these lawsuits go unanswered and turn into default judgments. I think there was something like 300,000 or 500,000 of these lawsuits filed in 2019. Just an incredible amount of these debt collection lawsuits. And 90% or more resulted in a default judgment, a no answer default judgment. That means the consumer was served, didn't bother filing an answer, and now Midland has a judgment against you. With the judgment, they can take money from your bank account. That's when that no turns into a yes. The judgment gives them more and more powerful tools to collect this debt. They can still send you letters and still make phone calls and still try to collect the debt that way. But with the judgment, they can go to the court and ask for a writ of garnishment, meaning they can garnish your bank account, go in and take all the money out of your bank account. And that's what they did a bunch of up until about 2017. In 2017, the law changed. And in Texas, it allows Midland to have a receiver appointed. So Midland will send out some discovery, and people generally don't answer that. And once that discovery is answered or unanswered, they will use that as the basis for getting a receiver appointed. And the receiver is even more powerful than a garnishment, because a receiver is given by the court on Midland's motion the ability to pull your credit report, the ability to freeze your bank accounts, the ability to get your bank statements. They have an incredible amount of authority over your finances. And they can, again, freeze your bank account, take all the money out of it. Now, Midland really just wants to get paid, and these are the steps it takes to try to get paid. So if you're dealing with Midland and they're saying that they can take money out of your bank account, they can't do that till they have a judgment. And any threat to take money out of your bank account before they have a judgment is false. Midland cannot put a lien on your home. Midland can't take your home. Midland cannot garnish your wages. In fact, wage garnishment is against the law in the state of Texas. So if you're in Texas and Midland threatens to garnish your wages, then they've broken the law. The law that protects consumers in these situations is the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act, or FDCPA. Under the FDCPA, a consumer, when a debt collector violates it, the consumer can recover their actual damages, their statutory damages, their attorney's fees, and their costs. And an FDCPA lawyer should not charge you anything to get started on your case, and their only recovery should be at the end of a successful case. If you've been harassed by Midland or they threaten to take money out of your bank account before they can, give me a call. I'm ready to turn the tables on Midland for you. My number's at the end of this video and in the description below. Thanks for watching.